Hello, welcome in to Over the Cushion, Rip the Lip podcast. Hey, what's going on, everybody? For Rip the Lip, I'm Ron Thoman. This is Kyle Hervey, and you're watching Over the Cushion, powered by MCM Contracting, serving the Lehigh Valley for 33 years, owned and operated by Mark Daniels. This show is all about dirt racing, and we cover news, current events, and talk to different drivers every week. Huge thanks to our other sponsors, Bodie Marks Racing, The Shop Automotive Detailing, or theshopdetails.com, DH Graphics, ProTech Roofing. We're live every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, both on Facebook and YouTube, and full version of these podcasts can be found there as well. So let me get Kyle in here. What's going on, Kyle?
What's up, Ron? Not much.
Oh, you know, same old, same old. How's your week?
I don't remember.
Busy and cold.
Busy. Yep.
Unfortunately, we're in that time of year where it's freezing cold and there's almost no racing.
Fortunately for me, it has snowed a quarter of an inch, and that's about it. So I will take that for right now.
Oh man, it's like a winter. I'm over by Hamlin Speedway, and we got like probably 4 or 5 inches probably the other day, and it got real cold after it got slushy, and now it's all ice, just lots of snow and ice.
I have just been having rain nonstop.
Lots of rain. No, I'm not a big fan of rain.
I haven't seen the sun in days.
I mean, not the worst thing. Yeah, so I don't know if is there any racing news besides Tulsa Shootout, Chili Bowl.
The
indoors?
track is being built at Tulsa Shootout. That's about
the
all
Chili
I
Bowl's
got.
already finished, isn't it?
No.
I thought or is Tulsa almost done? I don't know.
They're the same track, but
they use the same.
Yes.
Oh, see, I'm stupid. I don't research anything.
But no, they started building it, I believe, the beginning of last week, and I don't know how long it takes to build, but hopefully they don't screw it up this year like they did the other year and have to call iRacing in to give them the measurements. Did you hear about that?
Really? Oh, because they scanned it.
Yeah, so iRacing has the scans of it, and a bunch of drivers were complaining that something was wrong, something was off, and they were doing all their measurements and everything. I don't know if it was Gravel, the dude who normally preps the track, that called iRacing or what, but yeah, they got the data from the scan to remeasure stuff, and between nights, I want to say between like Monday and Tuesday or Tuesday and Wednesday, they recut the track with
What?
different measurements. Yeah, based on what
I
iRacing
mean,
gave them from the scan, which is really cool.
you're not gonna have the same exact track every year. Like,
But oh yeah, they will.
really?
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
they
that's
will.
the whole thing with dirt racing. It could be a
Well, I
different
mean,
track every weekend in some
if
places.
yeah, I know. If you think about it, like with the technology that heavy equipment and everything has now, where they can basically
Oh
plot
yeah,
everything into a machine and follow it to within
yeah.
an
It's all
inch, they just
everything's GPS located.
yeah.
You can
Yeah, I don't
see.
know. I don't know if that's what they use there. I know they
Oh, I'm
were
sure.
out
I'm
measuring a lot of
sure.
stuff, but yeah,
I'm
I think it was last
sure.
year. I think it was last year that it was screwed up. It might have been the year before, but it was only they only changed it during Chili Bowl, I think. I don't think anybody at the shootout said anything.
Oh, I mean,
I don't even remember exactly what it was. It was just one of the corners was a couple feet off.
stop whining. Get out there and race, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Other than that, I think everything's kind of calmed down. Uh, Not too much NASCAR
Formula-
news besides Haley Deegan getting a top tier truck ride. She's like,
yeah.
there's not too many Ford trucks left.
Yeah, she just went to what, Thor Sport?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she
that's
should
very
be in
cool.
top tier equipment. See
Her
if she can get her.
boyfriend, my friend Chase, just won last night at Millbridge, I believe.
Oh,
Pretty
they're
cool.
still running.
They are.
Hell yeah,
Um,
dude! Call
yeah,
him
so
up,
he
get him
won.
on the show, man.
Yeah, right. No,
Only tell him
they're
30
super
30
busy.
minutes to 45 minutes. That's all we're asking. That's it.
One day.
Come on.
Other
That's
than
not a
that,
lot
I
of
don't know.
time, right? That's just like
No.
a cup of coffee. Let's do it.
The only other crazy news has been stuff in Formula One with all the teams changing team principals and everything. And then, more relevant to the United States is Andretti Autosport is still trying to get a Formula One team for next year, which would be really cool.
That'd be
And they
cool.
apparently have a financial backer for $260-something billion or something that is
Oh my
gonna,
gosh.
yeah, that wants to pay for their
Whoa,
facility,
baby.
sponsor them. Yes, pay for everything, pay the entry into Formula One and any fees associated with it. So it'd be really cool. And I'm hoping that comes to fruition and we have an 11th F1 team and
Shit.
it's an American team next year. That'd be really
Just
cool.
dropped my phone. Yes, that would be crazy. But also, in other news, non-racing related, congrats to Argentina on their World Cup victory. I heard it was crazy. It was tied, and then they had penalty kicks or something.
It was.
Everyone's saying it's the best one ever. So that was a pretty cool thing.
Not a huge soccer fan. I was with
Me either.
my friends today who are French. I'm also French, so was rooting for France. Unfortunately,
France.
it was a good game. I mean, it
I'm
came
sure.
down to a shootout at the end, and the better team won. So
Yeah. I don't know. I usually just follow basketball and football. So
the game ended 3-3.
yeah,
and
and then penalty
France,
kicks.
it was one person from France who had a hat trick, scored all 3 goals.
What?
Which to do in the World Cup final is pretty wild, and I think he's only
like
23 years old.
Let's
So,
go, dude.
but,
That's sick.
It was cool. It was
Yeah.
definitely worth watching.
Yeah, NFL's been a little crazy today too, but enough of all that jazz. Today we're joined by Dylan Hahn. He's a junior slingshot driver out of the Northeast. He's the 2020. Okay, here's the list. By the way, he's got a list, not just one thing. He's the 2022 Hamlet Speedway champion, the Linda Speedway champion, Speedweek champ, Super National champ, and to top it all off, the Junior Slingshot World Championship with 17 wins on the season. So pretty nuts. I made a post that I said something like it's probably the best junior season I've ever seen, and I quickly got messaged by Danny Buckafuska and Aiden Donaldson saying that theirs was way better. Aiden said he didn't win any championships because everything was like COVID or something.
Yeah.
But Danny said Tobias wouldn't even let him back in the juniors, and he was only like 12 or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome in Dylan Hahn, if you can hear me.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Can you hear me, guys?
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just grateful to be here.
Yeah, man, that's great. So how's your off season going, man? I mean, like you had a pretty wild season. Lots of victories, lots of trophies. Like, where do you put them all?
Uh, got a little bit too many to fit in the room, so we got like a Tupperware box, and we just put them in there and put them in the basement now.
Yep, save them up, man, for sure. So, man, tell us about your World Championship weekend. I know we've had a couple conversations on this show already about worlds, either good or bad, depending on who you ask. Brett Bieber didn't really have that great of an experience. James Ben said it was the most fun he's ever had. I know you got a few wins, I think, down there. So what was your your weekend like, basically?
It didn't start off great for us. Well, I think we were like probably like seventh or eighth fastest in practice. We made a couple changes for the heat race. I think I finished like fourth, third,
Mm-hmm.
and we made a couple more changes for the feature. I was getting better throughout the night on Friday, but on Saturday, the track got really slick quick. So we were scrambling to make changes then. It was, we got it a lot better. I think my best finish on Saturday was like a third or fourth. And then for Sunday, we tried something like totally different, and it was so much better. And I was battling for the lead against Griffin Hendershot. He's really good. He finished, I think, second in world points
Yeah.
or third, but he's always really fast and up front. But I was right on his tail coming to the checkered. I dived underneath a little bit, but I didn't have enough to pass
To
him.
get him. Hey, I mean, it was a great weekend. I mean, I think you already had it locked up before the weekend started with how well you've done throughout the year. But you talked about how it slicked off really bad. Do you prefer a slick track? I know Kyle prefers slick tracks. I think.
Yep.
What like at least in the slingshot. But what is your preference to track conditions? Do you like the slick tracks? Do you think it's favoring to your driving style?
I mean, it kind of. I like at Ham, I like a gripped up track because that's where my car handles the best. But at Worlds, I think it helped me when it slicked off because it would put a little bit more on the driver, and you had to keep it down to the very inside with just a small little bit of grip. And I wasn't able to get there the first 2 days, but on
Mm-hmm.
Sunday I was able to get down, and I just hugged the bottom, and the car was just a lot better then.
Nice. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing, right? You just gotta mess around and find stuff that works. I mean, after like 2 days of messing around with it, you just decided to go to like some crazy wild setup, and it ended up working.
Yeah, it was a whole new experience for us because the track in like 3 and 4 was like kind of like sloped down, so it was
Oh,
definitely different.
yeah, because I didn't. You can't notice it from the pictures, but I can, like when they cut it, because the walls there, those big concrete walls. Maybe they just like since it was a motocross track, maybe that's where like the dip was. I don't know. I wasn't there, but it looked
Yeah,
kind of like that. Did you get a chance to see the electric slingshot at all?
Yeah, I looked at that. It looked pretty neat. They had like batteries all the way around that thing. I think there
So,
was like one on each side. It was like a big one under the seat and one in the back. And then they had like a huge motor.
jeez, what did your dad think of that? You think you guys would ever run one of those?
I mean, we would have to see, but it would definitely be an experience.
Yes, indeed it would. To get to that point, I mean, he's just preparing for the future. I think where
Yeah.
eventually, if something happens and they outlaw like combustion engines for whatever reason,
Yeah, because it's
who
not.
knows?
Yeah, I don't think there's many like series that actually came out with electric alternatives yet. I think Slingshots were probably like the second or third that did. I saw an electric midget, I think somewhere, dirt midget,
What?
but I think
Huh.
that's it.
That would be crazy.
I've seen guys in Formula Drift try to run electric cars, but I don't think it worked out very well.
Yeah, it might have
Oh,
been a little bit too much torque.
I don't. How would that even work? Like you just like rip the tires off the rim or something? Like it's hard. Like, does it spin the tires at all? I mean, I guess it does
Yeah.
since the Ken Block thing. He ran that
Yeah.
electric, whatever it was, and he was torching those tires off that thing, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, there's at our school actually has an electric racing program. It's like a go kart type thing, but it's electric, and that thing's definitely different. I've learned a lot from that already. We
So
have to
wait,
like tear the cars completely down and rebuild them with
is it
everything.
is it like a little remote control car or
No,
like a
it's like
full size car?
we actually drive it. Yeah,
Wait, so you have
it's
like
cool.
racing type now is it a racing class or is it like a science type class like
I mean,
engineering?
it's kind of like a club, but it's
Oh,
called a green power car. Um,
like do they know
so
you're a
yeah,
race car driver?
yeah, that's the reason why I joined.
Is anyone else a race car driver in there?
I was trying to get Jacob Bierman. He races 600s and stage ones to join it with me because he's in Nazareth too, but he said no. But
Oh
I wanted
man,
him to be in there with me.
it's kind of funny because the last few like slingshot people they said they go to they go to school with a couple of their drivers that they race with. So I think that's super cool because like when I went to school, nobody raced race cars. Like I was the outlier when I was in high school and I raced what was it, factory stocks or something for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know anybody that did anything like that. Maybe that's just because
No,
like of the
I
area.
had I had a lot of people in my school that all raced, but it's also the area that I was in.
Where is
Yeah,
that?
I was.
I mean, with just like between the Milford and Flemington area, like a ton of
Oh
people
yeah.
that so uh people that got out of it, the first two that come to mind are Jake Del Greco and Jared Greenaway. They both ran quarter midgets with me. They both got out of it after quarter midgets. But
It broke him down.
like Mackenzie Harper and her sister, they don't really race much anymore, but they used to be regulars at Hamlin in the micros. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Billy Osmond the third, modified driver,
Yep, heard
was
that
really
name
good
before.
friends with him. Trying to think. Oh, I'm missing so many people. I can't even see it. There were so many people that I raced with that I went to school with. Jenna Shoshkowitz went to.
Oh, Jenna Shot, yeah. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
really good.
Yep. Yeah, she's a couple years younger than me, and sponsored by the same body shop that I was. Man, I can't even
Teammates, your
remember. There's a
teammates.
lot of people that I went to school with that raced, but it was just the area
Mm-hmm.
growing up.
So Dylan,
Yeah.
Dylan, what's your fate? Wait, okay, good. You could finish what you're saying. I thought you were done. What you're gonna say?
Yeah. The two people that I go to school with that race, Jacob Bierman. I'm good friends with him, like I said, and Jasper Zigafus. He graduated last year. I didn't even know he went to Nazareth, but
Oh, geez, yeah, that's someone you want to know is if you want to get into 600 driving.
Yeah.
yeah,
That
definitely.
dude's a nut. He's fast, dude. He's usually right up there. I heard he's fast. But anyway, so you got Hamlin. You're a Hamlin champion. You're a Linda champion. So that's your Friday and Saturday nights pretty much. So you're racing quite a bit. I guess what's your what's track do you prefer? I know Hamlin's a bit of a drive for you, I'm sure. But did you like the higher speeds of Linda's with the sweeping turns, or did you like the technical side of Hamlin with the kind of hairpin turn and the sweeping turn?
I like both tracks, but I think I actually like Hamlin a little bit better. Hamlin's actually a little. It's not as far as Linda's. Linda's is like hour 45 minutes first sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Hamlin's like hour 15, but Hamlin's a lot of fun, and Linda's is too. But it just stinks because we don't get a huge car count at Linda's like we do at Hamlin. But if we would get a lot more cars in the juniors at Linda's, I think it would put on a great show. The All Stars put on a good show at Linda's.
Yeah, they have a lot more. I mean, Hamlin has always felt like the premier track besides Action Track in my opinion, for the slingshots, mainly because of Randy and his connection with the cars and how long they've had them. I mean, he's got one of the. Did he sell the 55 or I guess the one?
No, I think he still has that
Okay,
one.
because that's like one of the original frames,
Yes.
isn't it? It's one of the
Yes, I
originals.
believe so. Yeah.
There's something about the older the frame is. I don't know what it just makes it faster. It must be, but yeah. So like being able to jump into this class, and this is only your second year running them, and be able to put up some serious numbers like this is actually pretty nuts. Like how did you get to, like where did you start? Like I know I've seen your dad sent me some pictures of you in like those little carts or whatever they are. Are they champ carts or something?
Yeah, I started racing champ codes when I was 10 in 2019, I think it was. I raced junior sportsman champ class at Snydersville, and I finished like I finished eighth in points. I definitely wasn't great my first year. I wasn't like all over the place, but I definitely wasn't fast. I got better. Um, but my second year in champ codes, I was a lot better. I won the championship at Snydersville, and I was and we were just overall a lot better because we bought a different cart for the second year. The first year we started out with I don't know what cart it was, but it was a we bought it off of Zane's Diner. His kid Gunner races like asphalt modifieds. He's definitely pretty good. That's where we got our
Nice.
first cart from.
I
But
feel like I've heard that name before, but
Yeah.
yeah, the second cart we got from um the Bookers. They race champ coats and stuff. Um, the kids ran the car like 5-10 years ago. That was a '08 chassis. That thing wrecked. That thing was really fast.
dang. So yeah, you had a bunch of experience before you even hopped into uh, a slingshot, and it seems like you said you finished 8 points, and then the next year you won the championship. Like the jump was huge, and then even in the juniors, you started in the juniors, and then I don't know how many wins you got the first year in it, but like going into your second full season, you just like dominated everything. Like, are you just super focused in? Like, how do you make
Yeah,
such
we
big improvements? Because some people it takes years. It takes years for them to get away. Like I mean, I was talking to who else? James Benz last year or last week, and Brian Smith is super fast in the All Stars, and it took him like multiple years. I know he was just trying mainly at Hamlin, and that's a really hard place to win, but it takes people a long time to win in these cars. So it's like really, I feel like it's really unusual to for a second year or even first year. Like Braden Traver won 2 features this year in his first year, so it's like I don't know. You guys are just like really good right out the gate, and it's
Yeah,
pretty
definitely.
wild.
yeah the first year in slingshots last year. We got a car off of some guy. It needed a lot of work. We fixed it up. It was a that thing was an old chassis, but it ran great. I definitely it was definitely a big learning curve from the champ coats, but at Shellhammers I think I won like 9 times.
Holy
I won like
crap!
one, two, twice at Snydersville, and we started running Hamlin like I think we ran 3 times towards the end of the season, and the very last points race, we were there when it was Zimmer and I think it was Beetle for the points championship, and I was leading it, coming to like 2 to go, and there was a lap car that got in the way, and I just had nowhere to go, and Zimmer got past me for the lead, and he just
Oh
pulled away a little bit and got the win.
no, that's it happens, but the the lap traffic comes into play quite a bit in the juniors. It seems
Yeah.
like not so much in the all stars because they just like have way more cautions for whatever reason. Like someone's just like, you know what? I think it's time to spin out.
So
I th-
Oh, good.
I just think the whole reason why there's lap traffic, because there's a lot more like it's kind of like a learning step for young kids and stuff, which
Yeah.
is what the class is supposed to be, and I think that's great. And Tobias set up like a really good program for that,
Mm-hmm.
and there's definitely like a wide range of like driving ability, if you would want to say it that way. But
Yeah.
it
It's
definitely
Ooh.
it's definitely fun. But I think the All Stars are just there's more experienced drivers in there, and that's why we're gonna be running that next year.
awesome. You were saying that you ran shell hammers in Snydersville. Do you like the shorter tracks? Or do you like the bigger tracks better?
Last year with the older car, we raced. We were a lot better on the small tracks at like Shellhammers and Snydersville. Like that car just worked no matter what. And this year we ran Shellhammers up until like July or August, and we just stopped going there because we tried, I don't know, countless setups, and nothing worked with the new car. We just couldn't get up to to drive well. But at Snydersville, we have a great setup for juniors in new car because I won I think it was the Thunder at the Ville race, which was October 1st,
Yep.
I think.
I was there. We interviewed you.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yeah, you smoked them, man. That was great.
yeah. That was a fun race. That car just worked.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
was a
even
little bit
close.
Yeah, I was a little worried because Ryan Rochelle was there, and he's a
He's
good
fast.
driver
He's
too.
fast too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fast as Shellhammers, but he had some troubles in the heat race, which I was able to get by him, and just gave me open track for the feature.
That's what you want on that track, man. That doesn't seem like there's much passing on Snydersville, but it is a kart track, so I mean that's kind of
Yeah,
part of it, right?
yeah, you can pass, but it just depends on like who you're passing and like if they give you room, because there it's easy for someone to chop you if they don't see you or they just want to put you in the tires. But
Yeah.
I think that's probably the reason why it's hard to pass. But if you're racing against somebody good, you can probably battle for 10, 15 laps if you wanted to.
Man, that's wild. Because I was only there the 2 times, so it's like it was a nice little facility. It's great. You, speaking of slingshot drivers, Nate Freed's in the chat saying there's a caution every 5 laps. So I mean, even in the All Stars, you kind of you're gonna have your
Yeah, I
your
saw
hands
that.
full. You're gonna have your hands full because it's like you're gonna pass somebody, then there's gonna be a caution. You'll probably pass the same person probably 3 times by the time you guys get going. Sometimes, because once one caution happens, man, they get just ants in their pants or something. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, yeah. I learned that my first time at it was the very last race at Hamlin. I ran All Stars. I started eighth, and I think we did like 89 laps or 79 laps, something like that, with all
Telling
the
you.
cautions and
Well,
stuff.
that one in particular, because most of the year was actually pretty good. Like, yeah, there was like a handful of cautions per night, like 3 or 4 maybe. But that last night there was like 10 or 11. I remember going through the footage and I'm just like, this is unbelievable. Like, please stop. Just finish the race. I'm
Yeah,
up
we
on
had
the tower. Go ahead.
yeah, there was a lot of good talent there, like
Mm-hmm.
Shelby McLaughlin. There was a bunch of other really good drivers there, and I finished third that night, surprisingly. But
That's
I
crazy.
it's I just think the experience in the juniors definitely helped me for the All Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even Garrett Shalat has been performing better in an All Star than he did in a junior. So I mean that's
Yeah,
kind of a thing you're gonna work towards.
I wish we kept that car. That was actually my old car, that the 349 that he has, the
Oh
black
really?
AMG one. Yeah, that's my old car.
Oh,
I wish
you
we
got
kept
that
that
thing
thing.
tuned in. Nice.
Yeah, that thing was fast. No matter where we went, that thing was
Mm-hmm.
always fast.
Oh, Derek Marks. What's up, Derek? He's Derek Marks is the shop details. He's one of our sponsors. What's going on, man? Um,
So
yeah.
Dylan, what ended up getting you into racing? Do you have racing in your family or anybody? Are you a first generation driver?
Yeah, actually, my grandfather actually started racing back probably in like the 50s or 60s at like Nazareth and all those tracks. And my dad ran slingshots for 2 years. It was the first ever years. It was 1999 and 2000. He ran.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah, yeah, he was one of the first drivers.
He never
Yeah,
he never says anything. That's cool.
Yeah, he was in there with Ryan Smith, Randy Smith, all those guys.
Oh man, that had to have been
Wow.
difficult to race against those guys.
Yeah,
That's
'cause-
really hard.
Yeah, back then they didn't really know anything about setup on those things, so they just ran what they had.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, Randy's family's been around racing a long time. I'm sure they had something. I'm sure they had something, man.
That's definitely really cool. So that's probably why you guys decided to go back to the slingshot sort of route.
Yeah, he got like I think he actually won 2 or 3 races at Kutztown in the slingshot when he raced. But yeah, it was just a good stepping stone that we decided to go into, and now we've learned a lot driving the slingshots, and I've definitely learned a lot driving them, and it's definitely a good learning experience.
Yeah. So next year you're going to the All Stars. Now, I know a lot of the younger kids do the sim racing. Is that something you do on like on a regular basis? Do you have like a setup to keep being behind the wheel even if it's the off season?
Oh yeah, so I've been trying to talk my dad into getting me a PC for iRacing. I just have an Xbox and like a Logitech steering wheel that I use, and I do like NASCAR stuff. And there's a new World of Outlaws game that I really like that came out.
Yeah, they just added the dirt modifieds to it.
Yes, I have those. Those are really fun.
Well, we gotta help persuade your father. Be like, it's a small investment for we'll win more races if I can run a sim every night.
I'm a huge proponent for that kind of stuff. I think it definitely, if you're on there running dirt cars especially and stuff, it adds up. You're getting practice and different sort of stuff, and I think personally it's helped me be a smoother and more consistent driver and get better at restarts and stuff like that. I think it definitely helps.
Yeah, I actually learned a lot from just driving on like the Xbox and that stuff too. Helped me with like learning different lines and stuff to run and how to drive a car, like push it to its limits and stuff.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, it definitely helps.
So I've never done the iRacing thing. I don't know if you've done it, but I guess this would a question for sort of Kyle. But like, when you go to do restarts or anything, like if you hit the gas too early, do they call you on jump starts?
Yeah, they can.
So it's not like a NASCAR game where you're like, I'm gonna put my, like you'll hold the accelerator down, and then when it says green, the car goes. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah. No, you're everything. You're doing everything from coming into the pits and get like hitting your marks, releasing on time, staying on your lights and everything. Or if you're at a road course car, activating the limiter. And then on dirt stuff, you're not really in the pits ever, but you would control your restarts. You pace and everything. It's just the only thing you don't really have that you'd have in real life is trying to get heat through your tires and your brakes. I think that just wears your tires out, honestly, under caution, especially the dirt car stuff. But yeah.
But like, is it good practice even if you don't have, like, say you get like say I get myself like the cheapest wheel and pedals, like, is that going to be bad practice because of like a steering wheel that doesn't have a good response rate or like a good feedback?
It's gonna be a learning curve. Obviously, like the thing that is very odd that I might just be crazy about is my sim racing wheel is a 13-inch wheel, and it feels weird because I'm used to running a 15-inch wheel in the race car. And I think that throws me off a little bit because it kind of changes the steering ratio, because when you have a 15-inch wheel, the bigger the wheel is, the easier it is to steer the car. I used to run a 13 in the slingshot, and I switched to a 15 and was significantly smoother. But
See, I
stuff
just
like
never knew that. I know it's a little like off topic, and we're like,
Yeah.
Dylan's like, what the hell are
I
these dudes
think
talking about, man?
I wouldn't buy like the cheapest of the cheap setup for anything because you're gonna have issues with it. It's gonna be slightly less realistic. It's hard to get it obviously fully realistic because you lose a lot of the feel, but it also makes you a better driver because you're driving off of sight and sounds a lot more. If you got a middle of the road sort of PC and wheel setup, they're not too expensive. I think that's beneficial. That's kind of what I have, and just upgraded it slowly over time. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's definitely worth it. I mean, when you're pacing in the dirt stuff, when basically the pace truck pulls off, you're in full control of where you line up. So, and you just got to go off the leader. Yeah, if you jump somebody, you're gonna get black flagged from the
See?
race basically, and sometimes it's temperamental, but it's still good to learn stuff like that and run lines.
Yeah, Mr. Hahn, Travis, we need to get a PC in the bedroom. We need to get a containment seat. Let's go. Let's. I'll ask him about it this week, Dylan. Don't worry.
He's listening, so he
Is he
knows.
listening? We need
Yeah,
to
he
get
knows.
this. We have an opportunity to make him better. I don't know if you do any other sports at school or whatever, but if we can double down on the racing, let's go. I mean, if you have a decent wheel, you could probably get a PC for like, I don't know. You could probably build one for like $800 to $1,000 right now if
Yeah,
you
I have
wanted to
a
build it yourself. But
yeah, I have a Logitech wheel, which is pretty good. They're like a $300-$400 wheel. They're not the
That's
highest end like
no,
Fanatec.
that's pretty. That's pretty good. That's a lot. That's a
Yeah,
lot of money.
yeah, they're definitely a good wheel and pedal setup. But yeah, I would probably just need a PC and a monitor. That's probably about it.
I'm a big fan, and I think we need to talk to some sponsors. We need to get this rolling, man. I'm telling you, this is the next level. We're gonna take it to the next level. So, besides racing, like, do you have any other like any hobbies outside of racing that you really enjoy, like as much as you do racing? Because I know during racing season, it's 100% all about racing. I mean, you're in the shop probably every day, getting the car ready, then you're traveling to tracks, you're racing. There's not much time or space to do anything else but race. So, is there anything you do, like any sports or anything at school or anything?
I used to play soccer, basketball, and baseball, but those they just take too much time on top of racing, and I think I quit those like my second year in Champ Cup because I was just trying to get into racing more.
Know the
Yeah.
feeling.
Do you have any plan? I mean, wait, how old are you?
I just turned 14 today.
Okay,
My
so you're a
birthday.
little
Happy
far out
birthday.
from like a career idea, but like, would you want to be in motorsports? Like, say you couldn't race full time, right? You couldn't make a living from racing. Would you want to be a part of motorsports, like work at a race shop, or maybe move down to North Carolina, work for a NASCAR team or something?
Yeah, that'd definitely be like maybe a route to go, but I was thinking about going to college for like engineering or something and maybe work on like a race team for that. And
Yeah,
then just have like a small like maybe like a 600 or something that I race on the side maybe.
that sounds awesome, man. Because like I always push people to do engineering and like manufacturing type stuff. I work in the manufacturing field, so I work with a lot of blueprints and stuff that engineers make, and I just want them to be better because there's some they're not dumb. They're just like copy and paste, and they don't really. I don't know. That's for another story. But I think engineering is a great career path, and I think there's a lot of avenues you could take with it, especially like with manufacturing, because you can go into like racing, you can go into making all sorts of different aerospace stuff. Like, I think that's a good idea. So, I think your head's on straight and you're ready to make it work no matter what. But I guess circling back, like you're gonna be running All Stars next year, and that's gonna be exciting to watch because maybe we look towards. Are you doing Linda's and Hamlin again? Are we looking for maybe a double championship again next year in the All Stars?
I'm probably just gonna be running Hamlin because I don't want to tie up my weekends that much, but we're still we're still gonna go for the Worlds probably. We're gonna run the Bridgeport race. I think it's in March. But
Yeah, because you're old enough to do that now.
yeah, and we're gonna do the
That's
we're gonna run Super Nationals and all that stuff too.
Yeah, that'll be pretty good. I mean, hopefully more people do it, and especially with the Speed Week stuff that I was able to do some video for that. I think everyone really enjoyed it, and I think we want to get more people involved in Speed Week because like the 600 Speed Week is like massive, beyond massive. And it's pretty wild how many people they get and the kind of names they get. And as soon as the season ended, I messaged them immediately and asked them about Hamlin, and they said they already had the tracks lined up. So it's like before the season even ended, they were already. I'm pretty sure they had the next Speed Week planned because I think I even talked to them. I just messaged their Facebook and I'm like, you should come to Hamlin, and they were like, I don't think so because they already had other stuff for the whole week. But yeah, I think Speed Week could be really cool for the slingshots if like maybe we get like a primary sponsor for it, or I don't know. I think it would be it's a cool thing to do for like the short points things. But again, it's hard to get everyone to go to all the tracks. Just like the world stuff, it's like you have to go to the first set of worlds, then you have to go to the second set of worlds, and it can get confusing and something like that. So you going to Bridgeport next year is going to be super cool because you're going to be on par to keep up with Britt Bieber, maybe even beat him out for a championship. Wouldn't that'd be wild?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But I've actually been practicing at the Lehigh Valley Grand Prix in Allentown for the road course.
My old stomping
I'm
grounds.
excited for that. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I've never been. What is it about? What's it about?
It's
Dylan?
a indoor gas go-kart track that's in Allentown. It's in an old Mack truck warehouse, and it's all concrete. But it's fast. It's fun.
Fast as
Yeah, it's
fun.
definitely pretty serious.
I used to work there.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dude! I'm only like an hour and 10 minutes from there.
Yeah,
I think.
it's a lot of fun, and because it's gas, I think it's more fun being gas. I don't like the electric carts; they're too heavy.
That's wild. I mean, so All Stars next year. What's the end goal? Not end goal. Like, would you mentioned you want to get into a 600, and I'm sure we can ask around. Maybe we get you some laps in it at the end of this upcoming season, especially if you do well in the All Stars. But is it 600? Like that's like the plateau? Or are we thinking maybe like a 602 crate, maybe a 358 mod or something? Like, do we like sprint cars more than full size race cars? So the top end.
I just think that 600s would be better instead of going straight to 602 crates, and we definitely don't have the room for a full size modified. I would definitely have to get a ride for that.
Oh, the garage is not big enough.
No, definitely not.
Well, then we gotta expand. Come on, you gotta be. You could. I mean, it's like the size of a large car. I'm sure we could squeeze it in there, man. But yeah, it seems like everybody wants to go to a 600.
Yeah, they're definitely like a good stepping stone too for young drivers. And yeah, I was talking about Jacob Bierman. He races 600s too. He's pretty good with those. And I just see a lot of slingshot kids running 600s now, like Ryan Rochelle and Weston Doakland. He's running the Tulsa Shootout I saw too.
Oh, Weston is in a 600 now?
Yeah, he's going to run the Tulsa Shootout.
Nice. Even Nate Freed is going to be running rookies next year at Hamlin. He's got a sweet little ride.
Yeah, there's a lot of slingshot drivers and drivers from anywhere that are moving to 600s.
Have you taken any laps in a 600 yet?
Not yet. I almost had the opportunity to, but the deal didn't go through. I was gonna run one at the end of the night sometime, but it just didn't happen.
You just gotta ask. What are they gonna say? No? What's the worst they're gonna say? Just go ask everybody. Everybody that's at the track with the 600, just be like, hey, can I take a couple laps at the end of the night? Be like, I have been racing for X amount of years, and I'm not gonna junk your stuff. And then there's me, no experience at all. I'm like, hey man, can I run your 600? And somebody said yes.
Yeah, that would definitely be an experience for me. Um, they just from watching them, they they um they see kind of they're like really fun, and I just think it would be an amazing class to run.
I can't wait to drive it again just to have a better showing because I only got like 6 laps on in it, and I spun out twice. So I don't know how to get around a turn yet, but I at least put it to the floor.
Don't.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I would be great in it, but my first time, I definitely wouldn't be great, but it would take a little while to learn. But that's how every class is.
True. Oh boy. So, man, I'm trying to think of a good question here because I got a couple of them, but now so you've been racing for a while. So what's like the most adversity you face in a single race? Is there any kind of special race you were running where you didn't qualify very well, and then you had to kind of work your way from the back toward the front? Maybe you had like a hard charge type deal, like 10th to first, or something like that, like a big race where like the pressure's on and you gotta perform.
I can't really think of something back too far, but this year there was I think it was the last race at Kutztown. I was third, and I got spun out. It was only like the second or third lap, and I came from like 12th or 13th up to second. And
Whoa.
if I had a couple more laps, I may have been able to catch the leader.
Dang, that's super tough at that track. Now you've raced at Kutztown a little bit. Is that how do you like the racing surface there? Because I've talked to many people and there's mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a great service. It just depends on the night and like what cars are running on it. Some nights it can have a little bit of bumps on it, but it just puts more on the driver, I think. But yeah, it's definitely a good track to run at.
Do you like racing against like Chase Shott and those guys that are super quick? Who else was running there? I think Laubach's son raced there as well the one time, and he won in Randy's car.
Yeah, that was the night I was talking about that I came
Oh
up second. Yeah.
no, that's a tough car to beat though, man. If you're
Yeah, that
if
car
you're
is
behind that
definitely
car,
set up.
especially with a good driver, man, that's
Yeah,
gotta be.
things always set up.
Yeah, Randy's been doing it a couple of years. He's got a little experience doing it. He always seems to find the fast guys too.
Yeah, he definitely helped us out a lot too in the slingshots, because since him knowing my dad and stuff when he
Mm-hmm.
ran, he definitely helped us out a lot. And
Oh.
we were actually up there yesterday for I had a birthday party up there, and we
It's
got
your
cards and stuff.
birthday! I forgot.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Dylan. Holy cow. I can't believe I forgot. I was going to get a cupcake and a candle, and I freaking forgot. Happy birthday. So now you're what? You're 14 now? Sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just like,
No, you're
I
good.
had to do it.
No,
I'm not
you're
going to
good.
sing to you. I just sang, like, it was my daughter's birthday last week, like 4 days ago. So I've sang happy birthday quite a bit this week. But don't test me. I'll sing it right now.
Yeah, Randy's always definitely there to help anyone that anyone needs help. But
Mm-hmm.
and I actually got a sweatshirt from Randy and Jude, the flagman up at Hamlin. He also works there for the indoor track, and they gave me a sweatshirt for my birthday party.
Oh,
And
really?
thanks to them,
That's super nice.
Cool.
yeah, they always treat everybody good there.
Are you running in that whatever that indoor thing they're doing in February or I can't. Jude messaged me about it. I don't remember the dates specifically. I think it's in February. It's like some like
Yeah,
1,000 to win race or something.
yeah. There's one in February and there's one in March. I got invited to do the one in March,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm almost definitely gonna do that because there's gonna be a lot of big name guys there that are running that, so that'll definitely be fun.
As soon as he gives me a date, I can try to make it there and talk to people. Oh, actually, if I can get there, I'll definitely set up some cameras and try to get some footage of you guys running around, because I haven't driven those cars in like 5 or 6 years. I want to get back in one.
Yeah, those things are fun.
We gotta get a group. We gotta get a group together. Like, we'll do it like the Rip the Lip something race at SNS, right?
Yeah,
We could get a
just
whole mess of people there.
yeah, like have a party and just run out the track and invite people. That would definitely be fun.
We have to get all the champions and have a champions race.
Yes.
Who is the champion of SNS Speedway?
The champion of the champions.
Exactly. That's a good idea. Write that down. Kyle, write that down. Put that on the Google Doc, please.
On it. Yeah. So Dylan, you had mentioned running more at Grand Prix before. Have you thought about running leagues or running any of the endurance races at Grand Prix?
Yeah, I actually do those. This is probably gonna be, I think, my second or third year doing it this year.
Okay.
I signed up for it. The first race is January 6th or 7th. It's during the indoor
indoors.
Allentown race.
Yeah.
The Allentown race is, we're definitely going to be there for the helping out somebody in slingshots, but for the Grand Prix, they're usually Sunday mornings. It's like an 8-week program, I think, and it definitely helps keep you fresh for the off season.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you run either the 500 or the Turkey Bowl?
No, I haven't done those yet.
They're fun. I was fortunate enough to win both of those races a bunch of years ago, back to back. I never got a chance to run any of the leagues because they did away with the adult league stuff because Kyle Lick and someone else just kept winning every single week. But the junior leagues there is always cool, and I know it's grown in popularity a lot, and I love what Grand Prix does, because they'll even do young driver coaching if anybody's interested and has somebody younger that wants to get into it. I don't remember all the details, but they'll do like a 2 or 3 day schooling over the summer where they bring kids in and teach them, classroom sessions and then on track stuff to try and get them up to speed on learning how to drive and learning racecraft, which is really awesome. Love what those guys do at Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'm definitely not the best there. I think my fastest lap was like a 27.7, and the fastest lap there was like a 26 something. So I'm definitely a little bit off, but it's really, really cool running there, and it's just a fun experience.
Definitely. Yeah. One of my old race car hoods, the Dazzle Camo body, is hanging in the back of the shop.
Oh, wow.
If you ever poke your head back there, it's hanging on the wall.
Nice.
Oh, speaking of, I have a gift for Dylan, but it's not here yet. But I have a gift for you. One day when I see you next, I will give it to you. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but that's it's just like I was like, okay, I have something I need to give you. I just got to figure out when I will be around you before racing season, I guess. But yeah, I mean, what an amazing year, man. I mean, it's funny. I don't know if you heard me talk about it earlier, but I mentioned, I made a post or something about how you had one of arguably the best seasons in a junior, and immediately Aiden Donaldson and Danny Bukafuska messaged me telling me that theirs was better. for whatever reason, they're like, listen here, man. No, I mean, Aiden had a crazy amount of wins the one season, but no championships or anything because I think COVID kind of took over and canceled everything. And Danny said he won so much that Tobias banned him from being a junior slingshot. They forced him to move up to All-Stars. They wouldn't let him do it again.
Yeah, we definitely worked our butts off this year. We did 57 races, and I had, I think, 17 or 18 wins, and it was definitely hard work, but we definitely got it done.
Yeah, man, it's amazing season. basically won everything you could, and 17 wins. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Hopefully you can repeat next year. Kind of winding down here. Really appreciate you coming on and talking to us and just talking racing and just enjoying your company for, tonight. I guess the floor is yours at this point. If you want to shout out any of your sponsors, people who got you here, everything that, whatever you want to do. If you have like Facebook pages or Instagram or racing page or whatever, floor is yours, my friend. You can tell them where to find you.
All right. I would like to thank all my sponsors: Valor Insurance, Iron Fault Recycling and Salvage, Ruggiero Trucking, Hecktown Service Center, S&S Speedways, Funk Signs. He does all of our lettering. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Lehigh Valley Industrial and Valley Tire Measures. They're always, all those sponsors are always a huge help, and Randy Smith, all those guys, Rich Tobias for building the slingshots and that class. And also, I would like to shout out Kevin Boyko. He was a huge help in the champ carts. He helped us set up the cars, and he was always there if we needed any help. And all the staff at every single track that we ran at, they're always amazing, and just everybody that helps us.
That's fantastic, man. I mean, any closing thoughts, Kyle? Any extra questions that you?
No, I'm just if I get back behind the wheel of the All-Star car, I look forward to getting a race with you sometime, because I've watched you coming up through the juniors, and I always took notice of how fast you are. So hopefully we get to be on track together sometime soon.
Yep, that would be fun.
Even if it's over at Grand Prix. Love that place.
Yeah, that place is amazing.
We'll have to get a group together. Yeah, we'll have to get a group together, go down there too, because I've never driven there, and I don't know. It just sounds like fun racing with actual drivers, and see if I can like at least keep up a little bit. Don't be too hard on me.
No promises.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jude? Jude just popped in right at the end, but at least he showed up.
Yeah, you didn't hear me thank him for the sweatshirt then.
Oh yeah, Jude. He said thank you for the sweatshirt on his birthday. Awesome, man. Well, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us. And amazing season again. I mean, still, I don't care what anybody else says. I still think it's one of the best junior seasons that I've ever seen. Just basically won everything. So it's super cool to be able to sit down and talk with you. Really look forward to seeing what you do in the All-Star next year. It's gonna be a privilege to be able to watch you race and grow and move up into these different classes and hopefully succeed and just do really well. So I really appreciate you coming on tonight and talking with us, man.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
Awesome, man. Well, yep, this is the Over the Cushion podcast. Next week we do not have any show. It is Christmas. If I can pre-record something, I will. If not, that's okay. It's a special holiday. I like to be with my family and stuff. Moving forward to the month of January, we have Garrett Shalott. We just talked about him on January 1st. Shelby McLaughlin is going to be on the 8th, which is super cool because, she ran Slingshots Juniors and All-Stars, and now she's in the 600. And then on the 15th, we have Adriana Delaponte. She raced the modified or sportsman at Grandview for a while. She's got her own 600, so it'd be cool to start talking to some more of the modified guys. So that's just kind of a little preview on what's coming up in the next month or so. So appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for chiming in with some comments and what?
Excuse me, one more thing.
Okay, go.
Just thank you for all you've done for the slingshots and videoing everything in this podcast. It'll definitely help promote the series and like just everybody help. Everybody supports you and what you do.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. And I love racing. I like the small cars, and I just want to get you guys ready for, talking to people about sponsors. And I don't know, it's cool watching everybody race and being able to talk to race car drivers is kind of my most favorite thing. So appreciate that. That's super, super nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You're gonna make me cry. Derek Marks, when's Bodie Marks? Well, you messaged me about a Sunday in February, and we'll make it happen, Mr. Derek. Because Bodie is definitely a new up and comer as well. He's won a bunch of races in his first season. But appreciate the kind words, Dylan. That's like super cool, and I love what I do, and I just want to keep doing it. And I got lots of plans for next year. Production should go up quite a bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Get some scoring stuff, and I don't know. That'll be coming in a couple months. But I appreciate you talking to me, and we'll definitely be in touch, and more interviews next season when you win some more races. So thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate. Was that?
Yep. Thank you guys.
Awesome, man. Thanks for everybody that watched and commented and expressions or reactions or whatever, the likes and stuff. Keep that coming. Facebook loves interaction and engagement with the posts and stuff. So anytime we post anything, sharing it, liking it, commenting on it, helps quite a bit. And same with these live streams. So we'll just keep it going. Next week, no show, but after that we'll just be every single week forever. I don't plan on stopping. So we'll have to get some. We'll be getting some more people on here. But appreciate everybody for watching.